There. This month I have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 medicines and 12 other remedies. Oh, wait. Huh? Last month there were 12 medicines and 20 other remedies. No wonder I'm not doing as well this month as I was the last. Here, take away these things. Toinette? Oh, there's no one there. Oh, I'm always left alone. They don't hear. Maybe my bell is not loud enough. Oh, no! They are deafened! Toinette! Toinette! Toinette!
Yes, sir?
Oh, as if I haven't rung it all. Toinette! Toinette! I'm going mad. Ting-a-ling-a-ling! Leave a poor sick creature. Don't let me die here, Toinette. Toinette! Toinette!
Oh, here I am.
Jade!
Juice, take your patience. You hurried me so much that I had cracked my head against the window shutter. Ow!
'Tis an hour.
Ow!
You have left me.
Ow!
Hold your tongue, you maggot, so that I can scold you.
I'd like that after what I've done to myself.
You have made me bawl my throat sore, gypsy.
And you have made me break my head. One's as good as the other.
Say,
If you scold, I'll cry.
to leave me, you jade. Impudence! You would! What? Must I even forego the pleasure of scolding you?
Have your pennyworth of scolding.
Hussy! You hindered me of scolding you by interrupting me at every turn.
If you have the pleasure of scolding, I must, on my part, have the pleasure of crying.
Come, you meat. Take these things away, take them away.
Yes, sir.
And be sure to have some broth ready for the medicine.
This Dr. Cléante and Dr. Purgon have a fine time with that carcass of yours. They make a rare milk cow of you.
But...
I'd like to ask them what sickness you have that requires so many remedies.
Hold your tongue. Ignorance. Call Angélique. I have something to tell her.
Oh, here she comes now.
Angélique, come. I have something to tell you.
Yes, Father. Your apothecary is here, sir. It's time to take your medicine.
Wait! Where's my cane?
Here you are. Oh, you can't let me, sir. You're sick again. Run somewhere. I'm gonna get you, sir. Quickly, sir. Go. Dr. Cléante mustn't be kept waiting.
Toinette!
Well,
Look at me, Toinette.
well, what would you have with Toinette?
Don't you guess?
Yes, I can guess. It's about that young lover of yours again, isn't it? Hasn't he been the entire topic of our conversation for the past 6 days? You aren't well unless you're talking about him.
Since you know that, why don't you begin and spare me the embarrassment?
You don't give me the time to do it.
I know. I'm never weary of talking about him to you. But tell me, Toinette, do you blame me for loving him?
Oh, reality. I've seen notable actors play the parts of lovers.
Oh, Toinette, he wouldn't lie to me.
Well, we'll see shortly. That letter he wrote to you yesterday stating he was about to ask for you in marriage will prove him out.
Toinette, if he deceives me, I'll never believe another man again as long as I live.
Oh, here comes your father again.
Oh.
So, John, I have a piece of news which may surprise you. A young man has asked for your hand in marriage. How's this? You smile. That's pleasant enough, eh? That word, marriage. I can see, my daughter, that you have no objections to marriage.
It's my duty, Father, to do whatever you please to command.
I am glad to have such a dutiful daughter. It is fixed then. You are promised in marriage.
Yes, sir.
Your stepmother wants to make a nun out of you and your sister, Louison.
Huh. That sly fox has her reasons.
She would never consent to it. But I have given my word to your future husband.
Father, I'm deeply grateful for your goodness.
I have not seen him as yet, but they tell me I will be very pleased with him.
Most certainly, Father.
How now? Have you seen him?
Yes, Father dear. Chance brought us together about 6 days ago. The request he's made of you is a result of love at first sight.
Huh. I was not told of that. 'Tis just as well, however. They say he is a very jolly young fellow, and handsome,
Most certainly.
agreeable,
Perfectly.
the most genteel.
The most genteel in the world.
He speaks Greek and Latin well,
He didn't tell me that.
and he will be admitted as a doctor of medicine in 2 days.
Father?
Yes, hasn't he told you?
No, indeed. Who has told you?
Well, Dr. Purgon.
Dr. Purgon? Does Dr. Purgon know him?
Fine question. Certainly he knows his own nephew.
Cléante? Dr. Purgon's nephew?
Wait, what Cléante? No, we are speaking of the young man who has asked for your hand in marriage.
Oh,
And his name is Thomas Diaforos, not Cléante. He and his mother are to come here tomorrow morning. What's the matter? Why the surprise?
you have been speaking of one person, and I of quite another.
Sir, what an absurd idea. With all your wealth, to marry your daughter to a doctor? Bah!
Oh, such impudent,
Oh,
shady.
just calmly, sir. Can't we quarrel more quietly? Tell me, sir, what is your reason for this marriage?
My reason? I am sick. I'm an infirm old man, and I want at hand a son-in-law and relatives who are physicians, so that I can have at hand all of the remedies that I may need and to be present in any consultations.
Well, at any rate, that's the reason. Now, sir, in all truth, are you really sick?
Am I sick? Am I sick? Oh, such impudence!
Yes, you are sick. Let's have no quarrel about that. Yes, you are very sick. Sicker than you think. Well, that's over. Now, sir, your daughter is to marry a husband for herself, and since she isn't sick, it isn't necessary to give her a doctor.
But it is for my sake that I give her a doctor, and any daughter should be happy to marry for the benefit of her father's health.
Sir, let me give you a piece of friendly advice.
What advice?
Don't think of this foolish marriage again.
And why not pray?
Your daughter won't consent to it.
She won't consent to it.
No, she will tell you that she will have nothing to do with doctors, nor with Mrs. Diaforos, nor with her son, Thomas Diaforos, nor with all the Diaforoses in the world.
Well, I have something to do with them. Besides, Thomas is his mother's only heir, and Dr. Argan has no wife nor children to leave everything to Thomas in favor of this marriage. And Dr. Argan makes $40,000 a year.
He must have killed a great many people to become so rich.
$40,000 a year is something to be reckoned with, not to mention your mother's estate.
And that's all very fine. But I still insist that your daughter is not to be made a Mrs. Diaforos.
Well, I wish it to be so.
I wouldn't say that.
And why wouldn't I say that?
They'll say you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, they may say what they please, but she must do as I have promised.
She won't do it, I tell you.
What she shall do, or I'll put her into a convent.
You? How?
I.
Good.
How good?
You won't put her in a convent.
I won't?
No.
Well, who's going to stop me?
Yourself.
Myself.
Fatherly tenderness will hinder you.
It will not prevent me.
Yes, you wouldn't have the heart. A tear or two arms thrown around your neck, a dear papa pronounced very tenderly will be enough to move you.
All of that will have no effect.
I know you. You're good-natured.
I am not good-natured. I am ill-natured when I please to be.
Softly, sir. Don't forget that you are sick.
She will marry the man that I have picked out for.
And I forbid her to do it.
What boldness! You jade! To dare to speak to a master in this way!
When a master does not consider what he is doing, a sensible servant is in the right to correct him.
Insolent baggage! I'll knock you down!
You needed you from disgracing yourself!
Come here! I'll teach you!
I'll not have her marry your Palestine Flores! She will obey me sooner than she will you!
Angélique! Won't you catch her for me? If you don't, I'll refuse you my blessing.
Oh, Father, you make yourself sick.
And I'll disinherit her if she does obey you.
I can't stand it any longer. This is enough to kill me.
My poor husband, what's the matter?
Help me, my love. They've put me into a rage.
My poor love.
Your vixen, Toinette, has grown more insolent than ever.
Why, my love?
She had the impudence to tell me that I'm not sick.
She's an impertinent gypsy.
That baggage will be the death of me.
Don't fret yourself so much.
I've told you 1,000 times to get rid of her.
But, my dear, there are no servants without fault. One endures their faults because of their virtues. Toinette is diligent and above all honest, and you know it is very necessary to be careful till we hire her. Toinette! Yes, ma'am? Why have you put my husband into such a temper? Ma'am? I don't know what you mean. I always seek to please my master in everything.
You traitor!
He told us that he wanted his daughter to marry the son of Mrs. Flores, and I merely answered that I thought the marriage would be beneficial to her, but believe it would be better if we put her in a convent instead. There isn't any harm in that. I think Toinette's right.
Oh, my wife, do you believe her? She is a wicked minx and has said 100 things to upset me.
Very well, I believe you, my dear.
Listen, Toinette, you ever vex my husband again, I will turn you out of doors.
Come now, give me his robe. And some pillows to make him more comfortable. Pull your nightcap over your ears, for there's nothing that gives people so much trouble as letting air into their ears.
My wife, you are so good to such a poor sick man.
Raise up so I can put this one under you. There. This one at your back, and this one at your side, and this one at your head. There. Oh. And this to keep you from the devil.
You smother me, you jade!
What's the matter now?
Oh, I can't stand it any longer.
Why do you fly into such a rage? She meant no harm.
You don't know my love. Oh, she puts me beside myself. I'll have to take 8 medicines and 12 remedies to recover from all of this.
Why, my dear?
Oh, my love, you're my only comfort.
Poor little child.
Have you spoken to Mr. Bonnefoy, the notary, about my will?
I can't bear to talk of these matters! He's in the arbor. I brought him with me.
Oh. Ask him to come in, my love.
When one loves one's husband so much, one is hardly able to think about this.
Oh, Mr. Bonaparte, please come in and take a chair. My wife has spoken to you about drawing up my will.
I can't bear to talk of these matters.
Ah, yes. The missus has told me of your desire. I'm afraid you cannot give your wife anything like this.
But why?
Custom is against it. It made such a will would not be legal. A husband could make a gift to his wife during his lifetime.
Well, that is most impertinent custom. I'll consult my lawyers about this.
You mustn't talk to your lawyers about this, sir. It is spirit of great crime, and they'll dispose of anything contrary to law.
My wife tells me that you are a very skilled and honest man. How then can I give my estate to my wife and not my children?
You must choose some intimate friend of your wife's who will read with much of your estate. This friend could after give your wife the will.
You mustn't trouble yourself with such things. If I should lose you,
Oh, my wife!
life would no longer mean anything to me.
Be comforted. I beg of you.
Come, these are unseasonable. These have not yet come to that pass.
Sir, you don't know what it is to have such a husband.
I will do as Mr. Bonaparte has suggested. I'll place into your hands $40,000 in which I have hidden in the ceiling of my attic, and 2 notes payable to the bearer which are due to me.
No, don't speak of it! Oh, how much did you say you had hidden in your alcove?
$40,000, my love.
No, don't speak of money to me! How much are the 2 notes worth?
One is for $4,000 and the other is for $6,000.
Shall we proceed with the will?
Yes. Come into my study where we won't be disturbed. Oh, help me, my love.
Oh, come, my poor darling.
Toinette! They're in there with the notary. I heard them talking about a will. Your stepmother isn't asleep either. She's looking out for herself, all right.
Let him dispose of the estate, providing he doesn't dispose of my heart. Toinette, don't desert me now. I need your help.
Desert you, I'd die sooner. Your stepmother's tried to get my help before, but I couldn't stomach her. Now, I shall pretend to be her friend and see what will come of it.
Please tell Cléante about this awful marriage.
She's calling me. Oh, now, you can rely on me.
Toinette!
Yes, ma'am.
Toinette, will you do something for me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'll do something too.
I've come for the hand of the fair Angélique, and to find out what she intends to do about this marriage.
Well, you know how closely she is guarded. Such a meeting will take much intrigue. It was only through the help of an old aunt that we were able to attend the theater on the day that you met. And we're very much upon our guard, lest we speak of that adventure.
Yes, but that's why I haven't come as her lover.
But as a friend of her music master, he already gave me permission to say that you said me instead.
Here comes your father. Let me tell him that you are here.
Dr. Purgon told me to walk. 1, 2, 3, 4, alphabet. 6, 7, 8, wait! I forgot to ask you whether I walked the length or width of the room.
Sir, there's a
Oh, speak softly, you hussy. You're gonna split my brains. Don't you know you shouldn't speak so loud to sick people?
Well, I only wanted to tell you.
Speak! Oh, I say.
Sir.
Eh?
I tell you.
What is this?
There is a gentleman here who wishes to speak with you, sir.
Well, then ask him to come in.
Sir,
Speak softly or you'll split my master's brains.
I'm very glad to find you up and to see that you're better.
How better? It's not true. My master's always very ill.
I had heard that he was better. Do you look swell?
What do you mean with your looks well? He looks very ill. He's never been so ill all his life.
She's right.
He walks, sleeps, eats, and drinks like other folks. But that doesn't hinder him from being very ill.
Oh, well, I'm very sorry, sir. I have come from your daughter's music master. He was obliged to go into the country for a few days, and he asked me to go in and place her go on with her lessons.
Very well. Call Angélique.
I think, sir, that it would be much better to show the gentleman to her rooms.
No. Bring her here.
But he can't teach her so well before people. And besides, it might disturb you. Yes, it might even split your brains in your condition.
No, I love music. Oh, here she comes.
Oh, heavens!
What's the matter?
It's quite a coincidence, Father.
How?
I dreamed last night that I was in a great deal of trouble, and a young man exactly like Sir came and freed me from the trouble in which I found myself. Naturally, I was surprised.
I'm happy to have had a place in your thoughts, whether sleeping or waking, and I'm only too happy to serve you in any way possible.
Oh, sir, I am on your side now. I take back all that I said yesterday. The giant choruses are here, mother and son. What a rare son-in-law you will have. He's one of the handsomest, wittiest fellows that I've ever seen. He only spoke 2 words to me, but I was entranced. Your daughter will be charmed with him.
Oh, don't go, sir. Now, my daughter is to be married, and the man in question is her intended husband.
You honor me, sir, permitting me to witness so agreeable an interview.
They are to be married in 4 days. Now, forgive me for not removing my cap. You, of course, know the consequences.
Oh, we come to bring relief to our patients, not to inconvenience them.
Bring chairs, Toinette. I greet you both with a great deal of pleasure.
We've come, sir, my son Thomas and I, to thank you for the favor that you've bestowed upon us. And to assure you that in fair spending our skills, we are at your service.
Forgive me for not coming to you, but you, of course, know what it is to be sick.
Come, Thomas! Step forward. Pay your compliments.
Oh, shall I begin with the father?
Yes.
Sir, I come to salute, honor, respect, and revere you as a second father, one to whom I'm more indebted than the first. The first begot me, but you have chosen me. You pursue me through necessity, but you out of kindness. I therefore hold as more precious this future relationship for which I pay my most humble and most respectful homage.
Prosperity to the college that turns out such clever gentlemen.
Was that well done, Mother?
Of time.
Come, Angélique, pay respect to the young man.
Shall I kiss her, Mother? Madam, it is with great pleasure that I come to greet my future stepmother. In-law.
This is my daughter to whom you're speaking, not my wife.
Oh, well, where is Madame?
She's coming.
Shall I wait, Mother, until she comes?
No, but he respects the young lady.
Okay. Madam, just as the statue of Memnon gave out sweet sounds, so do I feel transported by your beauty. As the naturalist remarks that the flower, the heliotrope, turns toward the star of day, so does my heart, henceforth and forever turn toward the star of your adorable eyes. Madam, permit me to lay at the altar of your charms the offering of my heart, your most humble, most faithful, and most obedient servant and husband.
See what it is to study. One learns to say such fine things.
What do you think of all of that?
I think if he is fine a doctor as he is an orator, it'd be a great pleasure to be one of his patients.
And a wonderful thing if he cures as he speaks.
You see how they all admire your son.
Sir, it isn't because I am his mother, but I do have reason to be proud of him. 'Tis true he never was ruggish or waggish as a child, but was mild and peaceful. In college, he bore up under all difficulties. He was strenuous as a Turk in his principles, and following my example, he attaches himself blindly to the opinions of the ancients. He will have nothing to do with pretended discoveries of our age concerning the circulation of the blood and other opinions of that same stamp.
Sir, with your permission, I present to you my thesis against the circulation of the blood, which I present to you as the first fruits of my genius.
It isn't of any use to me.
Oh, it's worth taking for the picture. Perhaps I'll hang it in the attic.
Oh, and with Sir's permission, I invite you all to come and see a dissection.
What agreeable entertainment. Some gentlemen take their ladies to a play, but here's one who honors his lady with a dissection.
Is it not your intention, ma'am, to push your son's interest at court and secure him the post of physicians then?
Frankly, no. I have found it much better to continue among the common people, for there you are accountable to no one for your actions. Our rich friends at court, however, have the grievous fault of absolutely expecting their physicians to cure them when they are ill.
Such impertinence, to expect you to cure them. You don't attend them for that purpose, you only prescribe remedies and take your fees. It's their business to cure themselves, if they can.
Very true.
Sir, ask my daughter to sing for us.
Well, I was waiting for your orders, sir. And, well, with your permission, the lady and I will sing a scene from a newly composed opera. Here's your part. Please don't refuse. This is an extempore opera, and what you're about to hear sung is a kind of irregular verse, such as, well, two lovers might say, out of their own hearts, and heads speaking offhand.
Very well. Let's hear it.
Here's the plot. A young shepherd was attending a public performance when a noise attracted his attention. He heard a brutish clown using insolent words to a beautiful shepherdess, and he chastised the fellow. The The lovely shepherdess, she thanked him for his slight service in a manner that was so charming and tender, he couldn't resist it. Every look, oh, it was a flaming shaft he found pierced him in his heart. He tried to see her again, but she was so closely guarded, all his efforts were in vain. A letter, however, informed him his fair one's father had concluded a marriage to another. He continued to enter her home. He sees his ridiculous rival near lovely shepherdess. In the sight, it fills him with such indignation. At last, his love, it forces him to break through all restraints, and he expresses himself in this manner. There, Phyllis, it's too much to bear. Break this cruel silence. Let your thoughts declare.
I did not know my daughter could sing at sight so well.
Alas, my Phyllis fair, can I your favor in the least share? Ye monarchs of the earth, ye powers of divine, could you compare your happiness to mine? Oh, but Phyllis, my rival.
I hate the monster more than death.
But should your father force you to comply?
I'd rather die than give consent.
What does the father have to say to all of this?
Yes, what does the father say to this?
Nothing. And he's a blockhead of a father.
Unless my foot is back and
No. Enough of this. This opera is a very bad example. The shepherd is an impertinent puppy, and the shepherdess an impudent baggage to speak of her father so. Here, show me the music. What is this? There's nothing here but the music.
Why, sir, they found a way of writing the words in the very notes themselves.
Very well. You could have very much been spared your impertinent opera.
Well, I had only wished to entertain you.
Impertinence never entertains. Goodbye, sir. Here's my wife. This is Thomas and his mother.
Madam, it is with great pleasure that I come to greet my future stepmother-in-law. Since one sees in your face...
Thank you kindly.
Since one sees in your face... since one sees in your face... Ma'am, you have interrupted me in the middle, and that has disturbed my memory.
Thomas! Reserve it for another time.
I only wish you had just been here.
Oh, yes, ma'am. You missed a great deal by not hearing about the second father, the statue of Memnon, and a flower called the heliotrope.
Come, daughter. Take this man's hand and promise to be his wife.
Sir,
What's the matter?
for goodness sake, Father, don't hurry things so. At least give us time to get to know one another better.
You'll have plenty of leisure for that after you are married.
Father, I beg you, please don't force me to marry this man. If the gentleman is a man of honor, he will not take one who must be his through force.
Well, ma'am, I may be a man of honor, yet accept you from the hands of your father.
Violence is but a poor way of making me love you.
Oh, well, we read in the ancients
The
that...
ancients, sir, are the ancients. We live in modern times.
It's in vain to argue with Thomas, for he had just come brand new from college.
Perhaps she has someone else in mind?
If I did, ma'am, it would be an honorable affair.
Oh, my dear, you know very well what I would do if I were you.
Indeed. Father, I beg of you, if you can't give me a husband to my liking, please don't force me to marry one I could never love.
Well, I beg your pardon for all of this.
Every woman has her reasons for marrying. For my part, I would marry a man only because I loved him. There are others, of course, who marry only for money and run without scruple from one husband to the next.
What's that supposed to mean?
Ma'am, what should I mean?
Oh, there's no enduring you any longer.
Then I'll get out of your sight.
Angélique, you either marry this man in 4 days or I'll put you into a convent. Don't worry, my love. I'll bring her to her senses.
I'm very sorry to leave you, my dear, but I have some business in the city.
Go, my love. Tell your lawyers to hasten. How that woman loves me.
I'm afraid we must take our leave now as well.
Oh. Tell me what condition I am.
Thomas, your hands aren't here.
The gentleman's pulse is the pulse of a man who is not well.
Good.
It acts by fits and starts.
Bene.
There's something wrong with the brain and spleen.
That is very good, Thomas.
Well, Dr. Purgon tells me it's my liver that is bad.
Ah, yes, the parenchyma. Quite the same as the liver. He doubtlessly orders you to eat roast meat?
No, boiled.
Ah, yes, boiled or roasted. Either's fine. You couldn't be a better man.
I am your humble servant.
There is something I think you should know.
What is it?
As I passed by Angélique's sitting room door, there was a young fellow with her. He escaped as soon as he saw me.
Oh, a man with my daughter?
Yes, your little daughter Louison can tell you all about it.
Well, bring her here, my love. Bring her here. That impudent baggage. No wonder she was so stubborn.
What do you want, Father?
Come here. Come nearer. So,
What is it?
haven't you anything to tell me?
Well, if you please, I can tell you the story of the donkey skin, or the fable of the raven and the fox.
That is not what I want to hear.
What then?
Didn't I tell you to tell me all that you see?
Yes, Father.
And have you done so?
Yes, Father.
And haven't you seen anything today?
No.
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 Very well. I'll make you see something.
Oh, Father!
You little hypocrite. Why didn't you tell me you saw a man with your sister?
Father.
You must first of all be whipped for telling me such a lie.
Father, forgive me. It was because my sister had asked me not to tell you, but I'm going to tell you now.
Now, here's something that'll teach you to lie.
Forgive me, Father. Don't whip me.
Come, come. this? Louison? Louison? Oh. Oh, blessed me! My child is dead. Oh, my poor little Louison. What have I done? What have I done?
There, Father, don't cry. I'm not quite dead.
You're a cunning baggage. Come on. I'll forgive you this time, provided you tell me everything.
Yes, Father.
Take special care that you do. My little finger will tell me if you lie.
But Father, you can't tell my sister I told you anything.
No, no.
Father, a man came into my sister's sitting room while I was there.
Well,
I asked him what he wanted, and he said he was her music master.
so that was a little scheme, huh? Well,
Then my sister came.
and what did she say to him?
She said, go away, for goodness sake.
Very well.
But he wouldn't go.
Well, what did he say to her?
He said, I don't know how many things.
What was it?
He told her this and that. And how he loved her deeply and she was the prettiest creature in the whole world.
And then?
And then he got down on his knees.
And then?
And then he kissed her head. And then Mama came to the door and he ran away.
Wasn't there anything else?
No, Father, there wasn't anything else.
Sir, your brother's here.
Well, my dear brother, how do you do?
I'm very ill, brother.
How very ill.
I'm very feeble. I haven't even the strength to speak. Excuse me. Toinette!
I've come to suggest an appropriate suitor for my niece Angélique.
Do not speak to me of my daughter. She is an idle, impertinent, impudent baggage who I was thrown into a convent before she is 2 days old.
I'm glad to see your strength coming back so rapidly. My visit evidently does you well, but come now, shan't we talk a little?
Be patient, brother. I'll return presently. I have to take my medicine.
Sir, wait. You don't seem to remember that you can't walk without your cane.
You're right.
Sir, you must do all in your power for Angélique. You must absolutely prevent this terrible marriage. I thought that it might be a good idea if we could find a doctor that would discuss him with Dr. Purgon's methods. As we have no one at hand to do it, I've decided to play a trick of my own.
How?
It's a whimsical fancy. Leave it to me. You do your part, and oh, but here's our man.
My dear brother, I hope you will refrain from anger during our little talk.
Very well.
How is it then that with all of your wealth and only one daughter of marriageable age, you talk of putting her into a convent?
How is it that I wish to be the master of my own family and do as I think fit?
Your wife would be overjoyed to see both of your daughters in the convent. We'll not talk about that now. But why do you want to marry her to a physician's son?
Because I intend to give myself such a son-in-law.
Should the husband she take be for you or for herself, brother?
For herself and for me. I will bring into my family the people that I need.
You are determined to be sick in spite of mankind and nature.
What do you mean?
I mean that I've never seen a man who is less sick than yourself, and I wouldn't ask for a better constitution than yours.
Have you no faith in medicine?
None.
In your opinion, then, our physicians know nothing.
Nothing!
Nothing.
Nothing. We must keep ourselves quiet, and nature will take care of us herself.
I wish that some of our learned doctors were here to answer your arguments, Dr. Great.
I wish that I could take you to see one of Moliere's comedies upon the subject of doctors.
You and your Moliere with his comedies is an impertinent fellow. To bring onto his stage and ridicule such worthy men as our doctors. By all that's terrible, if I were the doctors of Paris, I would let him die for lack of medical care. I'd say to him, die! Die! That'll teach you next time to make fun of doctors.
Well, you are in quite a stew over him.
Let's talk no more of him. The very thought of him makes me ill.
Well, enough fun. Don't let your anger put your daughter into a convent. Angelique's entire happiness depends upon this marriage.
Excuse me, brother.
What now?
I have to take my medicine.
Surely you're jesting. Send it off until some other time and take a little rest.
This evening, Dr. Florent, or tomorrow morning.
What is your reason for opposing this prescription?
Get out of here before I throw this medicine in your face.
You shouldn't make a jest of medicine.
Oh.
I'll tell Dr. Purgon about this.
Oh.
You shall see.
Okay.
You shall see.
I'm afraid you're going to be the cause of much trouble here, brother.
Once more, brother, isn't there any way to cure you of doctors?
It's easy to talk against medicine when you're not sick.
Oh, and what illness have you?
You make me mad. I wish that you had all of my diseases. You wouldn't talk so then. I have just heard news. You made just my prescriptions and refused to take medicines that I ordered. It wasn't I, sir. For such instance, a strange rebellion of a patient against a doctor.
Horrible.
A medicine that I composed myself. Oh, but it was my according to all the rules of our art.
He was very wrong.
It would have produced a marvelous effect. To send it back! It was my brother. This is an outrage! A terrible action against our profession. But it's his fault. A crime of high treason against medicine.
You're right.
I'll take the medicine, just bring it here. I'll have nothing more to do. To condemn my medicine. It was my brother's fault. I was about to hear. See, brother, now Willie didn't hear. And since you refuse the obedience that a man owes to his physician.
Oh, that cries for vengeance.
I leave you to your own evil constitution. You're corrupt. The balance of your own ill humor. Oh, heavens. It is my will that you will be incurable in 4 days' time. Oh, mercy. That you will fall, oh, I don't know, into breathalypsia. Oh, from breathalypsia into dyspepsia. Dr. Dyspepsia into apepsia. From apepsia into leotaria. From leotaria to dropsy. From dropsy to death. For your folly then. Oh, I am dead, brother. You have undone me.
Wow. What's the matter?
I can feel as though the medicine were already taking its revenge.
You're a simpleton. You imagine too much.
You heard about the strange diseases which threatened me with. He said I'd be incurable in 4 days.
What if he did say so? Is he an oracle?
in, Toinette?
Well, one doctor leaves you and another offers his services.
But Dr. Purgon knew my constitution so well. He knew what to do for me.
I must confess that you see things with strange eyes.
I'm afraid to be the cause of much trouble here, brother.
Again? Are we still dwelling on this?
I have at hand all of those diseases to which I don't know about. Ranapepsia, dyspepsia, apepsia, ventriria, and dropsy.
Permit me, sir, to offer you my small services.
You very much oblige me, but with your permission, you look an awful lot like my servant, Toinette.
I beg to be excused, sir. I forgot to give my servant a message. I'll return immediately.
Wouldn't you say that was Toinette herself?
It's true, the likeness is very great. But this isn't the first time we've seen this sort of thing. History is full of these freaks of nature.
Well, for my part, I'm astonished.
What did you want, sir?
What did I want?
Didn't you call me?
I? No.
Oh, my ears must have tingled then.
Stay a moment and see how much this doctor resembles you.
Oh, I'm very busy below, and besides, I've seen enough of him.
If I hadn't seen them both, I would have never believed it possible.
I have read surprising things about these sort of resemblances. Indeed, we have seen many of them in our times where the entire world was deceived.
Well, for my part, I should certainly have been deceived by this. I would have sworn that it was the same person.
I ask your pardon with all my heart.
This is wonderful.
I hope you don't misunderstand the curiosity I had to see so illustrious a patient as yourself. Your reputation, which reaches far and wide, may excuse the liberty I have taken.
I am your humble servant.
I see, sir, that you look earnestly at me. What age do you really think I am?
Well, you're no more than 26 or 27 at the most.
I am 90.
90!
Yes. You see the effects of the secrets of my art, which preserve me thus fresh and vigorous.
Well, you are a very fine, youthful fellow for one so
Oh, I am a traveling doctor, yes. I go from town to town, province to province, kingdom to kingdom, seeking patients worthy of my art. I disdain such common diseases as rheumatism and chills. I am only interested in fevers, disorders of the brain, dropsies, pleurisy, and inflammation of the lungs. I wish, sir, that you had all of these diseases and had been abandoned by all physicians, believed to be on the point of death, so that I may demonstrate the excellence of my remedies.
very much obliged me for your kind wishes.
Let's feel your pulse. Come, be as you should. I'll make you go as you ought. I perceive this pulse doesn't know me yet. Who is your doctor?
Dr. Purgon.
He is not listed among the great physicians. How has he diagnosed your case?
Well, he says it's my liver, but others say it's my spleen.
Oh, they are are all blockheads. It's your lungs.
My lungs!
Where do you feel ill?
I often have pains in my head,
Lungs!
and I sometimes have pains over my heart.
Lungs!
My legs sometimes gets tired.
Lungs!
I sometimes have pains in my stomach.
Lungs! Do you have a good appetite?
Yes,
Do you take a nap after eating?
yes.
The lungs! The lungs! What does your physician order you to eat?
He orders me soup.
Ignoramus!
Foul.
Fool!
Veal?
Vile!
New-laid eggs and crumbs.
Ignorantum, ignorantum, ignorantum. You must thicken your blood by eating fat beef, fat pork, good Dutch cheese, rice, chestnuts, and wafers. Your doctor's a fool. I shall send you one of my own choosings, which shall call upon you from time to time.
You will very much oblige me.
What do you do with this arm?
What?
I'd have it cut off immediately if I were you. It takes all the nourishment and hinders the other side from growing.
But I need my arm.
You've got a right eye there too that should be removed.
Well, you needn't hurry about it.
Oh. Sir, I must say farewell. I must be present at a grand consultation we are about to have on a man who died yesterday.
Who died yesterday?
Yes, to see what ought to have been done to cure him. Your humble servant.
You'll excuse a poor man for not rising, but...
That doctor seems to be a very skillful man.
Yes. He's a little too fast-paced for me, however.
All doctors are hasty.
To cut off my arm and pluck out my eye, I'd rather not be so well.
Well, be that as it may, brother. Since you have quarreled with Purgon, won't you give me leave to speak of the marriage which is proposed for my niece?
No. Never since you speak of it. Angélique and her lover have had a secret interview in which they do not know that I have discovered.
Come, sir, now that. I'm not a merry humor.
What's the matter, Toinette?
Your physician tried to feel my pulse.
Imagine, at his age.
Brother, I must speak frankly to you. You are sending your daughter to a convent because your wife wishes it. Your infatuation with her is as disgusting as your infatuation with medicine. I just hate to see you run headlong into every snare that she laid for you.
Don't speak so of her. She's a woman against whom nothing can be said. She loves my master for his money. Well, one can't express it.
Ask her how fond she is of me.
It's true, I know my mistress loves my master. Sir, let me undeceive him and show him his mistake.
How?
Oh, my mistress had just returned. Plop yourself down on that couch, stretch yourself out full length, and pretend that you are dead. You'll see how sad she will be when I tell her the news.
I'll do it.
Now don't stay down too long or she might die of despair.
Leave me alone.
You go hide in that corner over there.
Oh, is there any danger to pretending to be dead?
None. What danger could there be? Now, stretch yourself out there. It will be a pleasure to show your brother that he is innocent. Oh, here she comes, steady as you are. Oh, heavens! What a terrible mistake!
that you will be well paid. Since no one as of yet knows of the affair, let's keep his death a secret until I have laid my plans. There are some papers and money that I must have. I haven't passed the best years of my life with him for nothing. Come, Toinette. First of all, let's take his keys.
So this is how you love me! I am glad to see your love and hear your fine praise. This was a fine test that will make me much wiser in the future.
I would have never believed it.
Well, brother, now you see how it is.
Oh, come, place yourself as you were. I see your daughter coming. You'll know by these means descendants of your entire family.
Oh, heaven! What is it, Toinette? What are you crying for?
I have sad news to tell you.
What?
Your father's dead.
My father's dead?
Yes. You see him there. He died just now of fainting.
Oh, what a quick stroke! Why must I lose my father, the only thing I have left in this world, and to lose him at a time who is so angry with me? What will become of me? Oh! I weep for the death of my father.
What a misfortune! I was but now coming to present myself to him, to pay my respects, and to ask for your hand in marriage.
Oh, Cléante! After the death of my father, I'll have nothing more to do with the world. I renounce it forever. Father, I now give you my promise to do as you wish.
My child! Don't worry, I'm not dead. You are my real daughter, my true flesh and blood.
Father, since heaven has restored you to me, permit me to ask you one favor. Since heaven has restored you to me, if you cannot give me a husband to my liking, don't force me to marry another. That's all I ask.
Please be humbled by her request, and mine.
Brother, can you withstand that?
Can you be insensible, sir, to so much love?
He will become a doctor. I will let the marriage happen. Yes, sir. Become doctor and I'll give you my daughter.
Indeed, oh, willingly. I'll become a doctor. Oh, and an apothecary, too, if you please. I do much more than that for the hand of found. My daughter.
Brother, a thought just came to me. Why don't you turn doctor yourself?
That's a good idea. That's the true way to cure yourself, for there is no disease so daring as to meddle with the sacred person of a doctor.
Brother, are you making a jest of me? Am I of an age to study?
Study? You are learned enough now. There are a great many doctors who are no better skilled than yourself.
But I have to know Latin to apply to the remedy.
You'll learn all of that by putting on the gown and hat of a physician.
Does one simply know Latin by simply putting on the joke?
You have nothing to do but don a physician's gown and hat, and any stuff becomes learned. In fact, nonsense becomes sense.
Why, sir, the beard alone makes more than half the composition of a doctor.
Shall we have the ceremony performed now?
Immediately?
Yes, immediately and right here in your own home.
In my own home?
Yes, I know a body of physicians, my friends, who will come and have the ceremony performed right here. And it will cost you nothing.
But what would I say?
They'll give you your your instructions in a few short words and what you are to say in writing. Now, we'll dress you in proper fashion. And if you'll wait for us in the Grand Hall, I'll send for my friends.
With all my heart.